Hi folks, this is vid 17. The title is Sgt Jerk. Memories stored away. Everyone probably has a memory or two they put in back of their mental filing cabinet drawer. My mind had this one stored in the back of the bottom drawer in my filing cabinet. It wasn't too funny at the time. Looking back, yeah, it was. Another MP story. Let's title this one Sgt Jerk. I only patrolled with this buck sergeant twice. That was plenty. Nobody wanted to be paired up with this guy. He was a pretty boy, kind of like a young Redford. He got drafted out of the Missouri State Police. Not sure how that worked. His procedures were somewhat questionable. The first time I rode with him, we were doing building checks. Each roving patrol had a building checklist that we had to address each night. Think about checking or rattling windows and doors. The procedure was each officer would go around the building in opposite directions. If one of us found a problem, like an unlocked or open door, you were to wait for the other officer to come around, and then you both would enter the building. We also left those white hats in the car. This particular building was the North Post Movie Theater. Time about 2 to 3 a.m. He went one way, I went the other. I came around to about where he should be, and no sergeant. I pulled out my .45 and started slowly moving forward, trying to get a clue what happened to him. Instead of waiting for me, he found an open window and climbed in. As I came upon the window, he was just inside the window and hollered at me. I damn near shot him. He had a knockout wife, and apparently a couple other guys thought so too. 2 times when he was off duty, he came in dragging a rather beat-up individual that he had caught peeping in the window at his wife. At least that was the story each time. The second time on night patrol with this guy is the memory I stored in the bottom drawer. We were all aware there were 3 rather large, huge women who would ride around post at night looking for Sgt Jerk. They would pull up along whatever car they found him in and catcall, etc. Well, it was my turn to experience this. I found out a couple more things about Sgt Jerk's skills. We drove Torinos. They made sweet patrol cars, even though ours were 4 doors. When doing building checks and using the spotlight to light up alleys, if he thought he saw something, he wouldn't stop. Granted, we were only doing maybe 10 miles an hour, but he would just throw the transmission into reverse. Those automatic transmissions sounded out their displeasure. I figured for sure we'd be calling Little Detroit to come and tow us home. We were riding around and I noticed we were being followed. Watching in the mirror, I realized it was those 3 gals. They just kept following us. I said to Sgt Jerk, "Why don't you lose them in the training area? There's really a big woods with a bunch of dirt roads." So off we sped, and those gals stayed right with us. We were going out the dirt road, and that's when I found out our illustrious state trooper couldn't drive for crap. He slid off the road. The gals pulled up alongside. It was late summer. We had the windows down. One gal jumped out and wedged her big old upper half in Jerk's window, at the same time wrapping her arms around him and giving him a big old French kiss. I couldn't even see the steering wheel. It just hit. I started to laugh. I couldn't help it. About that time, a fat hand and huge arm came in my window. That huge hand grabbed a hold of the family jewels. You know, I had a nightstick, fully loaded .45 automatic, and a fully loaded Remington 870 12-gauge shotgun. But for a couple seconds, I felt completely defenseless. Oh, Lord, please help us. Then I hear a raspy voice. "Hi, big fella. Let me put a..." Not appropriate for this venue. I'm not going to put it on here. All I could think was, "Oh, God, please." Right then, the radio blared. I think it was just a time check, but it was perfect. I jumped back and yelled, "It's a bank robbery! We gotta go!" The gals were startled and jumped back. Sgt Jerk threw it in drive, and off we went. On the way back, I told him, "Man, You are the sergeant on this shift. You need to take care of this. It turned out they were civilians from Alexandria. There was enough information on them that they finally got banned from post. Up until this morning, that memory was in a dark place. And this concludes a story about Sgt Jerk. All the best, folks.